Hi and welcome to another video tutorial. In this video tutorial what I'm going to be looking at is serial and parallel communication. And these are methods by which we can transfer data from one device to another, typically along buses, for example. And serial communication is where we transmit data over a medium one bit at a time down a single wire, and that our medium is a single wire. And in contrast, parallel communication is where we have multiple wires and we send one bit of our information down each of the wires at the same time, so we can send multiple bits of information at the same time across a parallel link. There is one major problem with parallel communication that we have to know about, and that is the problem of crosstalk. And crosstalk refers to the corruption of data as it passes over a parallel link, which is caused by electrical signals jumping between the wires and changing what bit is being sent across each wire, whether that bit's a 0 or 1. So crosstalk is where bits being sent across a parallel link can be changed by electrical signals jumping between the wires, so our data can become corrupted as it passes across a parallel link. And this problem of crosstalk becomes more pronounced as we try to use a parallel link over longer distances. So it's more likely that our data becomes out of sync when we're sending it across a parallel link across long distances, and also there's more chance for crosstalk to occur as we're transferring data over a longer link. Okay, so let's now look in a bit more detail about comparing serial communication to parallel communication. So what about cost? Well, the cost of parallel communication is going to be much greater than serial communication because we're using more wires. So we've just got more electronics involved in producing a parallel link compared with producing a serial link. And as we've mentioned in the previous bit there, parallel communication is only practical over short distances because the cost of the wires becomes not financially viable, and the effect of crosstalk becomes too severe. So communication over long distances is done using serial links most of the time. What about speed of serial and parallel? Well, you'd think that parallel is going to be a lot faster than serial because parallel you're transferring more bits per transfer than you are with serial. With serial you're only transferring one bit at a time, whereas with parallel you're transferring multiple bits at a time. So you would therefore think that the amount of data that you can transfer with a parallel link is going to be greater than the amount of data you can transfer with a serial link in the same time period. In practice though, this isn't often the case. Often serial links can complete multiple data transfers in the same time as a parallel link completes one data transfer, which makes the serial link as fast or faster than parallel links. And then finally, what about the size of the link? Well, a serial link requires fewer wires, and the electronics involved in producing a serial link are going to be fewer than the electronics involved in producing a parallel link, and therefore it's going to take up less physical space. Okay, so what about some examples then? Where are serial and parallel communication used? So most external computer buses are implemented as serial buses. So, for example, the USB Universal Serial Bus is a type of a serial link. What about internal buses? Well, a lot of internal buses are implemented as parallel buses. because, for example, they only need to work internally in a computer, so that's going to be a very short distance most of the time. However, there are also many that are serial, so you may have heard of PCI Express or SATA, and these are both examples of internal buses that are using serial communication. Okay, so that's the end of this tutorial video on serial and parallel communication. So just remember that the basics are that serial communication, in serial communication, data is transmitted one bit at a time down a single wire. In parallel communication, multiple wires are used to send multiple bits at the same time. And the really key thing to remember about parallel communication is that bit about crosstalk. Okay, so I hope you found this video tutorial useful, and thanks for watching.